Taiwan reports a new Chinese incursion in its airspace, the largest since October last year. Taipei's defense ministry says they warned away 39 Chinese aircraft, 34 of which were fighters, 4 were aircraft, or rather electronic warcraft aircraft, and 1 single bomber. Taiwan, which Beijing claims as its own territory, has complained for more than a year of repeated missions by China's Air Force near the democratically governed island. There was no immediate comment from China, which was in the past said such moves were drills aimed at protecting the country's sovereignty. Taiwan's government says it wants peace, but will defend itself if attacked. The U.S. State Department warns Americans to not travel to Ukraine due to the ongoing tension along its border with Russia. A level 4 warning has been issued over the country. That's America's highest travel advisory. The State Department said there are increased threats of Russian military action as Moscow amasses troops near its border, or rather its neighbor. It added the situation in Ukraine is unpredictable and can deteriorate with little notice. The State Department earlier ordered American diplomats and their families to leave the embassy in Kiev. The embassy has also authorized non-emergency employees to depart. The United Kingdom, meanwhile, warns Russia of severe economic sanctions as it accuses the Kremlin of planning to install a puppet regime in Ukraine. Details in this report.
Britain has accused the Kremlin of seeking to install a pro-Russian leader in Ukraine. The UK's Foreign Ministry declined to provide evidence to back up its claims, which come at a time of heightened tensions between Russia and the West. Russia has massed troops at its border with Ukraine, but insists it has no plans to invade. In a statement, Britain's Foreign Office said it had information that the Russian government was eyeing former Ukrainian lawmaker Yevhen Muriev to potentially head a pro-Russian leadership. Muriev, who opposes Ukraine's integration with the West, described the British Foreign Office as seeming confused. He told the Observer newspaper that the statement isn't very logical, adding that he is banned from Russia. The Russian Foreign Ministry dismissed the comments as disinformation and accused Britain and NATO of escalating tensions. The UK also said it had information that Russian intelligence services were maintaining links with numerous former Ukrainian politicians, including senior figures linked to ex-President Viktor Yanukovych, who fled to Russia in 2014 after 3 months of protests. The British claims come a day after top US and Russian diplomats failed to make a breakthrough in discussions to resolve the crisis. They have agreed to keep talking. Russia has made demands on the US, including a halt to NATO's eastward expansion and a pledge that Ukraine will never be allowed to join the Western military alliance. A UK Foreign Ministry source said it was not usual practice to share intelligence matters, and that the details had only been declassified after careful consideration in order to deter Russian aggression. The office of UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson also said he was planning to ramp up pressure on Russia this week by calling for European counterparts to come together with the United States.
A South African court has postponed a ruling on a lawsuit seeking to stop the construction of Amazon's new headquarters on what's being claimed as sacred land. The proposed development in Cape Town includes plans for a hotel, homes, and retail offices with Amazon as its main tenant. But it has faced backlash from Khoi and San community leaders. The building site lies at the confluence of 2 rivers that is sacred to both groups. The Khoi and San were the earliest inhabitants of South Africa.
This matter, all things being even and justice being served, we know for us today and for the 7 generations into the future for whom we are responsible, we have established a very significant precinct for the praxis of First Nations cultures. And that is the beginning of a liberated zone from which we will never step away from our responsibilities to our people.
Developers, though, have argued they have fulfilled all regulatory requirements for the project, adding it will lead to investments and jobs in a country where 1/3 of its people are out of work.